This is the Retro Smash Gaming Podcast. Wherever you are, wherever you may be listening, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're a bi-weekly podcast where three old friends, apparently now, we're going to hang out, drink beer, and talk retro games. You can find us on Twitter at retro_smash.
Well, I thought we were saving all the plugs for last.
Oh, I mean, no. I always plug ourselves first.
Besides the last episode.
I will plug myself all day.
Okay, so we're going to save those for the end.
I will plug myself. What, do I at least get to the big intro for you guys then?
No.
Yeah,
let's just roll into it.
No, like the man sitting across from me, the man, the myth, the legend, the man who always says no to drugs, except when he says sometimes. He's Eric. Eric, how are we doing?
Doing okay.
Good. And the gentleman sitting to my left, a man, myth, legend in his own right. If the world had a before and after picture, he would be the before. He is Nifkin Slayer, a.k.a. Kyle.
What's up?
Kyle, what's going on?
Okay, what's that mean?
Oh,
What's what mean?
The before
Which
and
one?
after.
You know, the before picture is always like, you know, the worst of the two pictures. It's not an endearing comment. It's supposed to be that way.
Well, did you say
I haven't
the end?
given you an enduring comment in, what are we, like 10 podcasts in?
You
10
say
episodes?
the end of
I
the
want to say
world?
8 or 9.
No, I said if the world had a before and after picture, like, you know, like...
Okay, so like after the world would be like a apocalypse type thing.
So wouldn't that
No,
look worse?
think of like, okay, if life had a before and after picture, if any person in the world had a before and after picture, he would be the before.
If life had a before and after picture, the before picture would be my parents. No, not going there.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
not.
No.
Okay, that was a train wreck. What are we doing today?
I don't know. What are we doing today?
Well, first we're gonna play a game.
Oh boy,
A game.
that's how I get wrapped into crazy stuff.
Yeah, I was
every
gonna say
time.
you haven't joined us for one of these, but Eric's won the past 3 that we've had, so
Really?
he's on a little bit of a roll.
Yes.
Yes, ever since I dumbed it down for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, hey man, I hit the gym this morning. I did 40 minutes elliptical and I chugged like a liter of Diet Mountain Dew, man. I am ready to go. Before we get to our game, we are actually cutting this episode one day after the release of the highly anticipated Metroid Dread.
Yes.
Yes.
Boom.
And
2 of the 3 have played it.
yes.
Yeah.
One of us has played it a lot. One of us has played it a little, that being me. What are your... I just want to know what your initial... Eric's going to be the other one that's going to be played this. Kyle, you'll sit this one out. Eric, what's your initial reaction? Like, just, you're, what, 3 to 4 hours in, you would say?
Yeah, that's probably pretty close. Dude, I absolutely love it. It is great. It's Super Metroid, but soupier. Super.
New word.
Dang it,
More
now-
soupy.
Now I have that episode of Seinfeld in my head where he's like, quiet, I'm shifting into soup mode.
Okay. Shout out to all 3 Seinfeld fans out there.
But, I mean,
Dude, that show, I cannot stand that show.
I just know, like, the memes. But I do feel like it has really tight controls,
Mhm.
and, I mean, it's kind of what you were expecting. You're like, okay, it's a 2D, like, Metroidvania-style platformer. It's kind of what you were kind of expecting to get, but it was a whole lot more than that. I mean, would you agree? I feel like the controls need to be super tight and if you haven't played it yet, you're pretty much playing Super Metroid, but you're being hunted the entire time, and it is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, if you're a little
That sounds
bitch.
intense.
And I am a little bitch. So
Yeah, dude, I
shots
had
fired.
pretty high expectations, and it has exceeded them so far.
I agree with you.
I mean, it
yeah.
really has. I cannot say enough about just how great the game is so far, and I hope it holds up like this. And I really don't see a reason why it wouldn't.
I did, like I said, you and I were talking a little bit because I saw some screenshots on Twitter of somebody acquiring an item in the game, and it gives them a message that says, you have acquired an item, you cannot use this yet. So the developers were trying to outsmart people, and I haven't gotten to any kind of like really doing a deep dive into it. Like, I'm only 3 hours in, and I streamed it last night. But I will say that was the one thing that made Super Metroid great, was sequence breaking and the possibility of sequence breaking. It sounds like there's not a whole lot of that they're going to allow. I mean, are you catching those kind of vibes, or?
I don't know, because I'm not that smart. Like, I'm not smart. Like, I don't.
Your words, not mine.
Yeah, obviously I'm not that experienced in the game to know when to do what, because it's a big open world type thing
Yeah.
where you could go and do kind of whatever you want. And without knowing the correct order in which you could do it, I don't know if you could sequence break it. Even if I did know the correct order, again, I'm not smart enough to try to probably figure that out.
But I mean, even just the concept of being able to sequence break the game, because that was a big part of speedrunning Super Metroid, and that's what makes the replayability of that, which we're getting to later. But it really played a lot like it, and that's what I was kind of hoping. There were some aspects where it didn't. The wall jumping was a little wonky at first.
In
Because
Dread?
yeah, well, it's because I'm used to wall jumping in Super Metroid. So instead of having to go back and because you can go vertically up a wall in Super Metroid.
Yeah, this won't let you do it in Dread.
Yeah, you got to go like diagonally up the wall, kind of
like bounce back and forth between two walls.
And I think that kind of threw me for a loop.
But
at
it's
first.
so much easier because you don't have to worry about doing the fucking like hitting over on the D-pad and hitting jump at the same time when Samus like kind of plants a little bit.
Right.
Like no, you just hit A when you hit the wall. And you just jump back and forth. It's a lot easier. It's dumbed down.
I was gonna say it was dumbed down.
Yeah, it's dumbed down.
But you need to do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of being dumbed down, are you ready for today's game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Kyle, this is going to be your first experience playing a game. This is actually the first time we've played a game with more than one player. So, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Nope.
All right. He's got to choose, and he brought a friend. It's a dis or dat versus. All right.
Not bad, not bad.
So, here's how we do this, okay? Your category for, and I actually came up with a really clever nickname for this one. This one is called 85 or GT4. It's like 25 or 6-4 by Chicago, but it's 85 or GT4.
I don't get it. Nope.
Nothing?
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Can we just hurry up so I can play Dread some more?
God, I love you too. Okay, all right. So I'm going to give you a list of 10 names. I have given each of them 2 cards. They have to tell me whether or not the name that I give them is a car that you can ride or operate in Grand Theft Auto 4, or the name of a member of the 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl winning team. Okay, so we're going to go, it's not really a best of, it's just we're going to keep a tally, and I got my handy dandy red pen over here.
I'm scared now.
And we'll basically, I gave them each like a sign that says 85 Bears or GTA 4. So we'll count down, we'll give them the name, give them a second to decide, we'll go 3, 2, 1, and then they'll hold it up, and then I'll keep score over here. Okay?
How much GTA 4 have you played?
I just played through it once, and I really didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're going to do great at this.
Yeah, I need to play it again. Well, I mean,
Judging you
a
right
lot.
now.
Fuck you! I'm judging you.
That was rude.
That was rude.
I mean, you haven't played
We have
Dread,
guests
so
here.
I'm sorry.
He's had 12 hours.
I don't
He's had
care.
like 36 hours to play
Savage over
Dread.
here.
You've had what? 13 years to replay GTA 4?
Yeah, what's up?
Is that when it came out? You're just
2008?
guessing. Is that
Is it
right?
really?
I think so, because I remember this is going to give my age here. I was a senior in high school.
Oh god.
Somebody had left their locker open, and inside their locker was like a brand new copy of GTA 4 for the 360.
Did you take it?
I did not. It crossed my mind, and it was tempting as hell, but no, stealing's bad. But no, I did not steal it. And because I didn't steal it, I didn't get to play it early. But apparently, you didn't play it at all. So you're going to do great at this.
I played it once.
Only once, which was 13 years ago.
You'll be fine. Okay, you ready? Number 1, the Sultan.
Sultan.
So we have to choose if it's a player from the 85 Bears.
Yes, either a player
Or a
for
car.
85 Bears or a operating vehicle from GTA 4. Give me your answer. 3, 2, 1. I got 2 GTA 4s, and I have 2 correct answers.
Wow.
Yes.
What's up?
Nice.
What's up?
The Sultan was a 2-door rally car. All right, 1 point each. Number 2, Covert. Covert. Covert.
Yeah, we just count down again. 3, 2, 1.
Do you need how much time do you need to think?
No.
No time?
Oh boy.
Speed round.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Kyle says 85 Bears. Eric says GTA 4. Kyle gets a point.
Boom! What's
Yes.
up?
Jim
Nice.
Covert was the fullback for the 85 Bears. He was a first-round draft pick in 1983 and made the 1980s All-Decade team. All right, here we go. Number 3, Dukes. 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 All right, speed round.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. I've got an 85 Bears from Eric. I got a GTA 4 car from Kyle. Kyle is 3 for 3.
God damn.
What is up, bro?
Nice.
The Dukes was a
Isn't that a big ass truck?
it was a muscle car. I think that
Oh,
was
shit.
like the 70s Firebird style kind of muscle car.
Okay. I was saying it was either going to be the big truck or one of the older muscle cars.
Yes. Oh God, Eric, you're in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Because he's like, okay, I thought that was either this or that, but that's the other name. Okay, so he's like has a mental Rolodex of all these cars. I think you're taking an L here.
All right, so there's 7 questions.
There's 10 questions.
Oh, okay.
So you still got a chance.
I got time.
You got time. You got time.
Nothing but time.
Okay, number 4, Ortego. 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 3, 2, 1. Kyle says 85 Bears. Eric says GTA 4. Kyle is 4 for 4.
God damn.
My dude,
What's up?
Keith Ortego.
Somewhat of a Bears fan over here. I'm surrounded by.
He's a Bears fan too,
Packers.
and
Ugh.
no, you're yeah. Keith Ortego. He was a wide receiver, part of the shuffling crew that did the Super Bowl
Shuffle.
Yes.
Well, it's not surprising you know all the Bears shit, because that's the only thing you guys got.
Number 5. So Kyle's 4 for 4. Number 5 is Benson. 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 3, 2, 1. They are both holding up GTA 4. They are both correct.
Nice.
So that's
Benson.
a Beamer.
It's actually an
Bentley.
industrial box truck. Dang it! I will make you prove it. But no, you got it right. All right, number 6, Ruinier, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Ruiner. Ruinier. 3, 2, 1. I got 285 Bears. I have 2 incorrect answers.
Fuck
Dang
you.
it.
You got one
I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
still winning.
Yeah.
What's up?
Ruinier is a GTA 4 muscle car.
Dang it.
All right,
You suck.
number.
Who's got the points over here?
Well, we
No.
each got points.
Yeah, I just got more.
Okay.
Which means I
That's a
win.
better question.
You're not for sure.
Okay. You're not getting shut out, so
What's the score? 2 to
it's
6?
5 to 2.
5 to
5 to
2. How
2.
many questions left?
You've got. If I had 6 questions so far and
No,
I had
don't
10
make me
questions
mad.
total,
Don't make me mad.
how many questions are left? 3,
4.
4, 5, or 6?
We don't have that on our cards.
We don't have that answer. Okay, number 7, Buford.
Isn't that off of Tool Time? Like one of
That's
the tools?
Binford.
Okay.
That's Binford.
Okay.
Tool time. All right, here we go.
That was
3.
good.
You like that?
Yeah, that was good.
3, 2, 1. I got an 85 Bears over here from Kyle. I got a GTA 4 over here from Eric. Kyle gets another point. Maury.
Did I see you switch over there real quick?
Well, see, the
Did
thing
I see you switch over
see,
there?
the
Once you see
thing
my
is-
card?
once we hit question 5, I just started like shuffling them in my hand and going random.
Maury Buford. Remember the 85 Bears? He was the punter. And he is now a licensed insurance roofing adjuster out in Texas.
What?
Yeah, Buford Roofing. If you want to be covered, go to Buford Roofing.
Is that really the intro for him?
No.
Oh.
All right, number 8.
You should call them. There you go. That's
Should-
their. That's you can sell advertisement right there.
Hey, can you give me a good price and not punt on it?
Oh my god! Here we go with dad jokes again.
Don't worry.
Someone
folks.
clip all the dad jokes he does, and
Don't-
then run it back to us.
Don't worry, folks. I'll be here for another like 35 minutes. Don't forget to tip your waiter. All right, number 8. Fisher. Fisher. And 3, 2, 1. I got an 85 Bears from both, and I have 2 correct answers. And the Fisher I'm talking about here is none other than Mr. 8 and 8 himself, Jeff Fisher.
Oh, he played for them?
Yeah.
Oh.
He went 178, 171, and 1 as a lifetime head coach. His only tie came in 2012 against. I'll give you a point. You get a 1 in 30 shot. You got a 1 in 29 shot.
1 in 29.
Or I'm sorry, 1 in 31 shot. Yeah, 2012. Yeah, you got 1 in 31 shot. He's 178, 171, and 1 over his head coaching career. I'll give you a point if you can tell me what team it was against. It was in 2012. I think it was like week 8 or 9.
2012, week 8 or 9. Like, those are going to fucking help me.
I'm-
I am going to guess the Bears.
It was not the Bears. It was okay. I'll give you another guess. Give me a random team.
The Titans.
He was coaching the Titans at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was? Oh, when did he?
No, I'm sorry. He was coaching the Rams at the time. There you go. It
Yeah.
was 24-24, and this is before they changed the overtime rules. So that was a long-ass overtime. All right, so this is all just for glory here. I think the win's out of reach, but
You think?
this is for bragging
What's
rights.
up? What's
This
up?
is for bragging rights. Number 9, the Vigero. Oh, I said the, didn't I? The GTA. Yep, you guys got those.
You need
Still
to start looking at your answers first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did that earlier.
I didn't do that earlier.
Are you sure? Don't lie to me, boy.
Pretty sure.
Don't lie to me, boy.
Boy. All right, and finally, number 10, Ripley. I got. Kyle's covering his answer. He
Can't
lightened
see
up.
no more.
Well, it's not going to matter because you both got it wrong.
Oh,
they
dang
both
it.
said 85 Bears. It
Dude.
was a GTA 4 vehicle. It is actually
Don't be switching cards halfway through it. I still won. What's up?
an airline carrier car.
All right, good game.
So with an 8-4 victory, Kyle takes the first ever versus,
What's up?
and you win the most important prize of all:
What's that?
bragging rights.
Hey Eric, how does it feel to fall?
Ooh.
It hurts.
I bet it does. I'll be there to catch you when you fall, though.
Oh, that's adorable.
Stop it.
That's adorable.
All right, so ready to jump into our main topic for the day?
Yes. What are we going to talk about today?
We are talking Super Metroid.
Ooh. And it's going to be kind of a weird, and I'll talk about this pre-pod. We're going to get almost 3 different perspectives from this, because you get me over here that I've played it for over 50 hours just on the Switch alone. You got Eric, who's beaten it. You only beaten it one time.
Yep.
You only beat it one time. And Kyle,
What's up?
I just learned this today. You are just starting the game.
Yup.
Yes, and
Newbie.
yes, and that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's actually interesting.
What do
From
you?
playing like all these like newer games, going to an older game like that, and still being like pretty much captivated in it on how, because like newer games and stuff like that, they have a variety of more things. Like you got more customization, more graphics and stuff like that. But when you dabble into older games like that, you have less. But it's interesting to see how well the game is out of so little and everything like that. You kind of know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it basically, you're saying it like weighs very, very heavily on gameplay alone.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not going to be flashy, and I think that's the one thing that makes this game replayable is it doesn't rely on flashiness. It doesn't rely on. I mean, you can obviously flare it up by learning different tricks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But the bottom line is, this is a game that is 1,000% just gameplay, skill, discoverability.
All right, before we jump into this, why don't you give us a quick overview of the game?
So, Super Metroid was a game released, I believe it was 1993, by Deer Force for the Super Nintendo. Basically, you are dropped in a world. And I think that's one thing that makes Super Metroid, because it doesn't really the game doesn't baby you. It doesn't say, here's how you run, here's how you jump, here's how you shoot. It drops you in a world, and you have to discover it on your own. And it's a game that's been speed ran to death in multiple different categories. So, Eric, where did you want to start? You want to start with like story and gameplay, which the story really isn't all that in a bag of chips.
Yeah, we could start there. So as far as the story, like you got that not quick, because it fucking takes forever. All the text in the beginning of the game, and that's really all the story you get.
This kind of takes place after 1 and 2, which you defeat Mother Brain for the first time, and basically you're like leaving the planet, and there's like a baby Metroid that basically starts following Samus around, and because there's no other Metroids left, and this is the only Metroid. It's like, oh, Samus, you're my new mommy.
Imprinting on Samus.
Yeah, so the Metroid wants to stay by, which actually is a big, and if you haven't played this game, we're going to spoil it a little bit, just to give you kind of a heads up. But to be fair, this game's a classic, and you've had 27 years to play it. So the baby Metroid follows Samus around, and basically she takes the baby Metroid with her, and they do like experiments. They don't do like experiments on it, but they want to like see how it functions and what kind of energy output it has. So they don't want to like harvest it, but they want to use this baby Metroid for good because of the powers that it has. Well, the Galactic Federation, basically Samus is a bounty hunter and found this Metroid and took it back with her. Well, there's also another group that is also wanting this Metroid for bad reasons, and that is the Space Pirates, head up by Ridley. So the story for Super Metroid begins kind of where 1 and 2 end. Like, not soon after Samus gives the Metroid over to scientists on a space colony, she gets a distress signal and goes back to this space colony and tries to retrieve the Metroid where Ridley is waiting. And this is the very, very beginning of the game. After you get all this text, because there's no like cut, there's very little cutscene. You get like 1 full minute of not even dialogue. You get 1 full minute of what's going on, and then you get dropped right in. So you go to the space colony, you meet up against Ridley. Ridley basically almost kills you, takes the Metroid away, and you gotta escape the space colony before it explodes. So once you escape the space colony, you then chase Ridley to Planet Zebes, which is where the entire game will take place.
And that's the story, and none of it fucking matters when you play the game.
There's no real story, but the gameplay is 100% where it's at. And I think Kyle really nailed it on this one, because it's not really flashy. It's very what you see is what you get. So I want to get your guys' input on, initial gameplay, because how I feel the game is played is going to be different than your guys'. So Kyle, I know you said from the beginning that, there's not a lot of customization, but how did you feel like the gameplay, how do you feel like it works? Like, what do you like? What is something you like about it?
It's one of the games that actually like makes you think, because like one thing I learned out real quick with just starting the game out is there's so many nooks and crannies that you can jump into, blow up a wall, or shoot something with a rocket or anything like that, and it opens up for you. Now, a lot of the newer games, like there's like a highlighted wall, or there's a specific area where it looks like you can plant a bomb or something like that. You can't do that in the older games. You can't see that stuff. Like, that was one of the cooler things about that game, is it makes you think a lot further into figuring out where other stuff is at, hidden dungeons. And
yeah, the exploration of this game is really what sets it apart for me, because like you said, you got all those little hidden nooks and crannies, and you get a power up later on in the game that what's it, X-ray. I think it's just called X-ray.
Yeah, it's X-ray scope, yeah.
X-ray scope, okay, where you just press a button. I forget exactly what button, it doesn't matter. And you could just scan the room, and it'll show you if any of those hidden things are anywhere. There was one point during the game where every time I'd walk in a room, I would just scan absolutely everything. Even if you find something, like, there's that one, I forget where it is. You could see a couple missiles, and I have no idea where to get, or how to get there. They're like buried in like some rock formation. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So even if it shows you what to do or how to do it, you don't exactly know what to do all the time.
yeah,
Which is kind of cool.
It just shows you that it's there.
Right.
yeah.
And then the rest of it's on you.
Something I really like about the gameplay is the platforming.
Mm-hmm.
It's top notch. It really is. I would put it up there with like a Super Mario World.
Really? Okay.
Mario stuff.
You know the game Super Mario World, right?
No, I don't.
No? Have you played it?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Bad take.
I was a Zelda. I was a Zelda kid. Not Mario.
We've been called out quite a bit on Discord by Kyle for all the games we haven't played.
No kidding.
And
you guys hurt me.
Bro, you have not played Super Mario World.
So?
Oh, are you? I thought you were just kidding.
No, I've never played it.
Yeah, he told me that.
No, literally, like my mother was a huge Zelda fan. Like when Zelda first came out, she was big into that stuff. With how things played out, I just played Zelda pretty much the whole time, and then me and my brother just picked up the Zelda franchise and just went with it.
Really?
Oh yeah, we never touched Mario.
Wow.
Yeah,
but Super Mario World.
The only Mario that I ever touched at a young age was Mario Kart. That was the first Mario I had ever touched. Well, no, my bad. What's the Sunshine or Splash or?
Oh yeah,
Sunshine.
Yeah, that one. That one was cool. I like that a lot. But that was like the only one I ever picked up.
Let me ask you this then. So I'm assuming that you probably played the absolute hell out of Link to the Past.
Link to the Past was more of my brother's. I was more of the what was the
Like, was it
N64?
Like the 64?
You talking N64, the Ocarina of Time, and George Mass?
Well, those were pretty cool, but the one that I grew up on was the I might be you might have been right because I can't remember the name of it. I can always just remember it's Gold. That was the one I first originally started.
Oh, the NES one.
Yeah. And then
Adventures
after
of
that,
Zelda.
we played
Legend of Zelda. Adventures of Link is the second one.
Is it?
Yeah, there was two that came out on the NES. They were both gold.
Mm-hmm.
The Legend of Zelda was the first one, and Adventures of Link was the second one.
I think it was
the Adventures of Link was the side-scrolling one.
Yeah, okay, so then no.
No,
Yeah,
it was Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, it was The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
And then we played that until it died, and then we didn't pick anything back up until PlayStation 1 era again. So GameCube, PlayStation 1 is when I started picking the games back up. And then the GameCube, all-time favorite GameCube one was the
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess, yes. That,
Wind Waker?
That, huh?
1,000 Year Door?
No.
No, I think we're talking Zelda.
Oh, that's the
Aren't we?
Yeah, we're still talking
I'm
Zelda.
sorry. Yeah. See, I'm not a big Zelda person, which I know that's why I get a lot of crap from you.
Wind Waker. Wind Waker was my all-time fucking favorite. I mean, it was huge, it was big, but see, like, I just got the Zelda from my mom. Not wow. It took me a second. I didn't hear it at first either.
It took you a couple seconds. I tried to sneak that in there.
Nope, I got it.
So let me ask you this. Like I said, you played a lot of Zelda games in the past. You know, even if it wasn't Link to the Past, but you know, you've played Zelda games. Is it weird playing like an actual, since you didn't play Super Mario World, is it weird playing like a platform style game on Super Nintendo?
So like, are you talking about like going from like the newer games down to the platformers and stuff?
I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I mean, what's your experience with the platform?
Or at least with 2D platformers.
Did you play a lot?
I didn't really have a lot of experience with the 2D platformers until I would want to say until my mother acquired a gaming kind of store in a way. That's when I started getting bigger into like some of the older games and stuff like that. Because when you were a kid and everything, growing up with those and you get to play a lot of them, it was kind of cool to see them. So you kind of go back to them, but they were always hard for me. Like, I was never the best platformer player. Zelda was always one of the hardest games I could ever play, but I always stuck through it because it was one of my favorites.
So, I mean, but you say you're liking the platforming in this game so far. Like, are you finding it like, you know, it's not completely impossible?
No. And see, like, that's the one thing that the games don't bring nowadays. Like, I was telling my wife earlier, I was just like, this game's pissing me off. I'm gonna throw the Switch. And she's like, just need to set it down and calm down. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to.
But can't stop playing.
But I can't stop playing it. So
just wait till you get to Meridia. Then you'll definitely throw it.
Oh god,
yeah. You'll definitely.
I can't do that because then my wife will kill me. That Animal Crossing's on that. She'll shoot me after that.
God.
All right, so getting back to Super Metroid a little bit, the platforming isn't hard, but the great thing about this game, though, is that there are opportunities to sequence break. And a lot of those opportunities, there will be a super hard platforming section. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm thinking just that one jump trying to get to the wreck ship, the pixel perfect jump.
Oh, that's like a super advanced trick. That's like something I had somebody on stream teach me how to do that.
And also like the continuous wall jump, doing shit like that. Even the wall jump in general.
I've never even heard of.
So like stuff. It's great because there's different move sets that aren't necessary for the game. I don't think like the wall jump is necessary, right?
I guess this is
well,
where
I think there's that one area where the little rabbit fuckers, whatever they are, show you.
Oh, the Edecoons.
Okay, show you.
The Edecoons.
I don't. I just call them rabbit fuckers. I don't know anything about them.
So you fall down the false hole in Brinstar, and you're at the section where the Edecoons will have to teach you how to wall jump.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, that would be the only place where.
Like you have to wall jump.
You have to wall jump.
So wall jumping is like you just while you jump, it turns into the little morph ball thing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you hit the wall, if you're jumping on the right wall, you hit left. When you hit the wall, then Samus will kind of plant her hand and her foot on the wall, right?
Yeah.
You jump again and jump back on the wall, hit the opposite direction on the D-pad, and then jump again. And you could just keep jumping on the wall.
This is making me so happy.
Did I get that?
Yes, this is making me so happy because a month ago you had no clue how to do this.
It was probably a month and a half ago.
You had no clue how to wall jump, and you're like, I don't know if I could do this. And like I taught you, now you're teaching it to somebody else. That's what this game does. That's what the game does. It's like the more you learn, the more you want to teach somebody else how to do it.
It's a fun game
because you don't.
No, it really is because you could run through the game like I did, just trying to do the most basic shit, or like it's a very like versatile game where you could just run it, try to explore everything, take your time, do this and that, or you could run it like Nick does and speed run it and beat the whole fucking game in 1 hour and 1 minute.
Yes,
can't
1
break an
hour,
hour,
1 minute, and I'm still super salty at you. because I think you've jinxed it, and I haven't been able
Did
to
you
keep
hear
that
this?
since.
No. What's going on with
So
that?
he was streaming it, and he was having a really good run.
Yeah,
But then he fell down a sand pit, and he's
which I'd
like,
never done before.
so
which is
he's
super
trying
weird.
to break an hour in the game.
Yeah.
And so when he fell down that sand pit, I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be funny if you got like an hour and 1 minute?
Oh, that's messed up.
So he ends up beating the game, still like a good run. And then it tells you how much time
Yeah.
it took. And it said 1 hour and 1 minute. Dude, he just panned straight to the screen, straight to his camera, and just like looked into my soul. Like he wanted to fucking kill
I
me.
really almost drove. To
Have
your
you
house.
saved this? Because I need to see this.
I almost drove. I think I'll just show it to you here. Or you can go to my Twitch at twitch.tv/WallyTime, and you can see it yourself. But I almost drove to your house and shit in your driveway. I really I was not. There's the face.
There's
oh
the picture.
my god!
I have been trying
you
to.
You were pissed.
It's the more I ran it, I got my time down to like an hour and a half, and then it was an hour and 25 minutes. Then it was I remember the time I went from an hour and 25 minutes to an hour and 12 minutes.
Oh wow!
Then it was an hour 5, then an hour 3, hour 2, and I've been stuck at like an hour 1 for the past couple months.
You guys
Yeah,
have the
and
world
they're-
record by any chance?
What's it, like 48 minutes?
The world
Or something like
record, and I think it's Zost still has the world record. And you're talking like any percent, right? Because I won't spoil too much for you here because I know Kyle hasn't gotten too much into the game, but there's gonna be different beams that you get and different main bosses, because you told me that you've gotten as far as beating Kraid.
Yeah.
Which is a huge accomplishment, by the way. It is, because getting just to that mark, because he's hidden behind a wall that if you don't know to shoot there, and you also get Varia suit there, so you can now go down in the Norfair.
Yeah, because I tried popping in that place once before and about died within like 5 seconds. I was like, why is my life going away? And I was like, oh, it might be out in this place. Let's leave.
And you learn.
Mm-hmm.
This is one thing I really like about I'm kind of sticking with our little gameplay here. This is one game. The game teaches you how to do this shit.
Oh yeah,
because you get little to no teaching or anything. That's how the original Metroid was.
no,
that's what I was gonna
literally, like
say.
you said, drops you in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, it teaches you how to do it, but it doesn't like hold your hand and give you a tutorial. Like, it makes you do it, and
What
that's
it
how it
does.
teaches you.
Oh yeah.
What it does.
With the tutorial?
It doesn't do a tutorial, but
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm
kind of
thinking in the high
eases
jump
you
room.
into it.
in the high jump room,
Mhm.
if you notice, the platform when you enter the room is midway on the screen, and then you have to shoot up to get through that gate, and then you're down on the floor. You can't get out. Then you acquire the high jump boost. Then you see how high you can jump.
Right.
It teaches you, oh, I can do this now. And then what's your new reward for getting that? To get out of that room, you get a set of missiles with it.
Okay, so it teaches you in a very subtle way.
Exactly,
Oh, yeah.
yes. By the way, in case you were asking, Zost has the world record for any percent, 40 minutes, 46 seconds.
Dang,
Yes.
that's fast.
That's for any percent.
Like I'm still like on the first boss. Like I just beat him. So
Yeah.
and
You've
I'm
probably
like,
got, what, 3-4 hours in it?
I wouldn't say it might be more.
Okay, so you are playing this game so we can talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue playing it?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
So I kind of want to tie in the our next category a little bit, which is the
Graphics.
graphics.
Yes. Yep.
Yep. The environment this game sets, it almost feels like you're a part of the environment. The way you could interact with your surroundings.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like, would you agree?
I do. And I think one place that really sets a tone, and you're going to get there soon because you just defeated Kraid, is in Upper Norfair. Because the music for Upper Norfair and the atmosphere for Upper Norfair is terrifying the first time you play through it.
So with the environment, the graphics, they're very simple.
Yes, I will say, yeah.
It's dark and simple, but like I think it gives you enough like to set the tone of the whole game. You know, you're alone on this world. It's
That's a good
dark.
word.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Alone is a good word.
Like I said, it just everything in the game just ties in with each other so much. The graphics just being dark, simple. The music, kind of creepy music.
It's kind of cool.
I just loved every minute of playing this.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Meridia. you just get fucking lost there.
Nobody likes Meridia.
It's tough.
I'm scared now.
No, and exploring Meridia is well, don't explore Meridia without Gravity Suit. Let's just put it that way. But there's a spoiler for you. Don't explore Meridia without Gravity Suit, or you're gonna have a bad time. But yeah, like the way I really remember the first time I really dove deep into the game and getting into, you get into Brinstar and the music's all almost like nice and cheery. Brinstar is the big green, if you don't know, the big green, very flush plant area. The music's kind of a little whimsical, a little bit, and it's like, okay, this is kind of easy. And then you get to Norfair, where the music is very low bass tones. Ooh. And it's like fire everywhere. Getting to Meridia, like the first initial part of Meridia, you're underwater, it's all black. Oh. And the music there is like a xylophone, just with no percussion.
So it's kind of like creepy.
It's very creepy in a way. Yes,
I did notice that with that game. Like the music definitely does set the tone better. Like you have your games that set the tones with like horror games, but that's a given. But like this game isn't supposed to be necessarily a horror game, but yeah, it still gives you that in-depthness with the music where it kind of gives you that little bit of a chill when you go into certain areas. Mm-hmm. But that was the one cool thing I did like about the game too.
Unsettling and being alone. That's that's the one thing that I think really, and you're saying set the tone for the atmosphere, that sets the tone.
Oh yeah. With the music?
Yeah, music and graphics.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not super into music in games. Like I probably couldn't talk enough about it to say, okay, this is why it's good or anything like that. But with this game, I sat down to play it on my classic. And I'm like, okay, I want to listen to some music. And then when I started like putting on music, just music I wanted to listen to, like whatever. Then when I started putting on music, I'm like, no, wait, like I want to listen to the music of the game because it really just sets the tone.
You can't listen to Shania Twain and play Super Metroid.
I was thinking more Celine Dion, but
hey, my heart will go on, okay? But yeah, the music really does fit the individual. Like Upper Norfair is unsettling. Lower Norfair, where Ridley is very unsettling.
Ridley's that dragon-looking thing, right? That takes actual.
Yeah, and I think that's the only spot in the game where I know it's a 16 to 32-bit game, but you almost get like a full choir.
Oh dang!
That's the only music in the game where there's like a full choir singing.
Ooh, see, I like that stuff from games. And I love hearing that old.
You are in that's the deepest part of the game. Like you are the farthest away from the surface.
Oh wow!
Like literally, once you set foot in Ridley's lair for that boss battle, you are at the farthest point away from start. This game knows that that's how that's the feeling they wanted. So I know this is probably not going to be, this next category is not going to be one for either of you guys, but replayability. This might be for Eric. I kind of want to see what Eric says on this one, because Kyle's going to unfortunately probably sit this one out. Because no, you're not going to sit this one out because you said you can't put it down. You can't stop playing.
No, I'd play it again and again and again. And I have a lot of my devotion going towards like DayZ and some like other first person shooters. But like this game I could pick up and not have a problem with doing it.
Eric, did you play it again? Did you end up playing it more than once, or did you only play through it once?
I have picked it up a couple times and started a game or two. See, I loved every minute of playing this game, like I said. And while playing it, I think I even said to you a couple times, like, I think the joy from this game is going to be playing it again once you know where everything is.
Right.
And I couldn't put the game down, all that. But now that I'm done with it, I can't get back into it again. Not like I did.
Really?
And I don't know if it's because I got other shit I want to play. I don't want to devote as much time as I did to it. But I can't get into it like I was.
Really?
Just the experience of playing it for the first time, not knowing where anything was and just trying to figure it all out. I had so much fun with it. And I even thought that I'm going to play it multiple times and have even more fun with it than what I did now. But that just hasn't been the case for me.
Really? So would you may enjoy, if you were a little maybe better at the game and knew better strats, you might enjoy a simple randomizer.
Well, I don't think so. I think what it is if I knew how to speed run it a little bit, because I do not want to go through my second playthrough and explore everything and take as much time as I did the first time.
Sure.
I'm not one to like 100% games or go through it multiple times and dive into it even more. Like once I have the experience of diving into it the first time, that's good enough for me.
Right.
What I want from the second play for this is maybe like me and you need to sit down and you kind of tell me, okay, this is where you go first, this is where you go next, because I think that's where the joy would be, trying to run through it quicker.
Yes.
Not
building a
hitting
route.
right, not hitting like an hour in the speed run.
Sure.
Just call it hacks. Just be like Hack Nick.
Right.
I just want to run through it quicker and be more efficient with the game.
The thing about this game is, it's you don't get lives. And here's the thing about speedrunning. Speedrunning this game will rip your heart out. It has ripped my heart out so many times. And it's not just, not being able to get under an hour. But when I put 45 minutes of work into a game and then I lose to Ridley, and then it's like it's game over. Because when you're speedrunning, you're not saving. I don't save my game once.
Mm-hmm.
So if I die, I'm starting completely over.
I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Yeah, so saving is because saving wastes time.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a 8 to 9 second time loss.
Yeah.
Now, is there any way if you go get an item and then die, and it takes you back to a save point, you still have the item, right? No, you don't. Okay,
No.
I don't know why I was thinking you did.
So let's say I play the game for 40 minutes, okay, and I save. Everything I've collected in that 40 minutes will be there if I were to die. Now, if I go onward and collect 2 or 3 bigger items and then die, I will lose those items.
Right.
That is why I was playing Dread. I was streaming it, which we'll get to Dread and the Legacy here in just a second. But knowing what I knew from Super Metroid, I'm like, once I get a big item, my number one task is to save.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I die, I lose it. That is once you defeat a big boss, you get a big item, you find a secret nook and cranny, you get a weapon, and this is, Kyle, I'm going to say this for you. Once you get something big, or even anything at all,
just beeline,
make sure you save it.
Beeline to a save point.
Really?
I think Dread...
just starting out playing, save often.
I think Dread is a little more forgiving, though, because like with the Emmys, when you go and defeat like the central unit and get the Omega beam,
yeah,
and then you go fight the Emmy, if you die, it just takes you back to you getting the Omega beam.
Right.
You don't have to start all the way over.
I think that would be
that would probably be too much, honestly.
No, it wouldn't, because Super Metroid had a very, very good tendency of they strategically put their save points in the game. They strategically put the save points in there.
Okay.
Except for Lower Norfair, which
Metroid,
you're going to learn that the hard way.
the Metroid games are supposed to be hard.
Yes.
But they cannot be like the newer one, Dread. It cannot be Super Nintendo hard. It cannot be NES hard. Like that is too hard for the gamers now. The gamers now are just way too fucking soft. So you need...
like they got to get good, scrub.
I know.
That's a them problem.
It would not happen. It just wouldn't fly today.
The kids playing Call of Duty and stuff like that, the stuff's dumbed down way too much.
Yeah, you die, you come back. You die, you come back.
Yeah,
them not having lives or gaining concept of needing to find certain things, because like new games, you just find them; they're laying around. Old games, you have to hunt for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of where the legacy comes in, because this game is built a lot differently than most other games. It's like, you play a Zelda game. Well, Zelda's probably a bad example because it's kind of the same. You get one life, you die, you go back to the save point. But Mario, you get multiple lives. Sonic, you get multiple lives. Even like the Castlevania games, you get multiple lives. This is a one and done thing. If you don't save and you don't go through, you're toast.
Okay.
And I think that's the one thing that sets Super Metroid apart, because it's exploration, it's strategy, and which I think really brings its like replay value up. Now, I know you were saying you're not really a big speed runner, but do you ever get that inkling, like, how long did it take you to beat the game the first time?
11 hours.
11 hours.
Yep.
Okay. And that's not bad. That's not a bad time. Considering you only played the game with 7 E-Tanks.
How many are there total?
There are 20?
Are you shitting me?
Holy crap.
There's 20
I
in the
got
game.
Yeah, because I think I found like 60% of the items.
Okay.
So yeah, I could have explored a lot more.
I think there's somewhere between 16 and 20 E-tanks, and there's 4 reserve tanks in the game. There's a lot more to explore to make the game a lot easier, but, you know, if you get that inkling like, man, I know I can beat this game in under 11 hours.
I just don't want to devote that much time to it. Like, I have too many games I want to play to like master a game.
Sure.
I am good with going through, and I'm definitely going to play it again at some point. Just playing through it this one time, everything all together, it was just an experience. There's no other way to put it. I'm good with that.
You're good with that?
Yeah, and speaking to the legacy, like I don't know too much about like, the original Metroid, as far as like, did that start Metroidvanias, or was it really Super Metroid that set that genre?
No, it was
off?
the original, and it's funny you say, like, the original Metroid was a product of basically kids and teens saying, okay, there's no Nintendo games for adults. You know, we want like a horror style game. Yeah, so in the original Metroid, I don't know if you, Kyle, have you ever played the original for
No, I haven't
NES?
dabbled into the
No.
old or the
Eric,
original.
no.
A little bit. It was too hard for me.
And
I
that's
suck.
and that's the thing. You don't get any intro stuff. Once you hit start, it drops you in there.
Oh wow.
And
That'd be a lot harder to navigate and
Yeah.
start playing.
and there's, I feel like the map is not bigger per se, but it feels bigger because there's like the towers that you can go up and down. There are so many entrances, and it's so easy to get lost because all the environments kind of look the same.
Oh yeah, that would be very complicated.
Yes, it's very complicated, and I think that's where, like in Super Metroid, you know, you're in these, you know, 4 to 5 main sections. Like, oh, I know I'm in this section, and also had a map too, which helped. But you're in these 4 to 5 different sections, and it's easy to go back and traverse back. Oh, I remember this is there. You know, I remember this is here. But yeah, the original Metroid was a product of people saying, "Oh, we wanted a game for adults." It's like, okay, you want to be an adult?
I mean, they brought it.
You want to be a grown up?
They brought it.
This is a really dark, creepy ass game, and we're not going to tell you how to fucking play it. Good luck.
Here's the tools of destruction.
Exactly. So with Dread coming out, you know, that plays very similar to Super Metroid. And if you're playing Dread and have never played the original Super Metroid, I say try that out afterwards. Because if you play Dread, it'll make playing Super Metroid a lot easier. Is how I feel, because they're one and the same. Except for in Super Metroid, you're not being hunted the
That
entire
sounds
time.
fun.
It is not fun.
It is fun.
It is not fun.
You're not being hunted the entire time, just when you're in certain zones.
Yeah, well, I guess that's fair. But even in those zones, like, that's the main crossing to get from section to section. It's like you have to go through this big open area where something is trying to kill you, and it's a one-shot kill.
Is that poo-poo moment?
That's the poo-poo moment.
The poo-poo guy in?
Well, that's the poo-poo moment the first couple times, and then you just get angry because you keep getting caught.
It's never fun.
No, it's not fun. But
Yeah, I think Super Metroid really, like, Metroid was popular, but Super Metroid is really what popularized the franchise. Am I correct in saying that?
yeah, well, and then you got,
So there was, quite a few other games after this.
and they went
know,
3D.
Yeah, but the handhelds. You got like Metroid Fusion. There's Zero Missions, which is a remake of the first one. Samus Returns, which is a remake of the second one. Then they went 3D with Metroid Prime. There's 3 Primes, and Other M, is that 3D too?
Yes, it is 3D.
So, and
3 deep in the trash can. That game fucking sucks.
and a lot of those games are pretty well regarded. The Metroid Primes are, Fusion is, Samus Returns really
Other M
is.
is not one of these games.
Other
Primes
M
are
or
on the GameCube, weren't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
So with Dread coming out, and as much as Nintendo really hyped this up, like, they put a lot into their advertising for this. And the Metroids have never really been great selling games. Like, they're a B tier, like tier 2 with Nintendo franchises.
It's like Mega Man.
It's better than Mega Man.
And
It is. No, fuck off. It is. Don't.
No. It's not a premier franchise. It's not Donkey Kong. It's not Zelda.
It's not.
It's not
So-
Mario. It's not. They're not premier franchises.
Hopefully, Dread will just blow the top off. Because what I've played so far, what you played so far, it's a great fucking game.
It is also dark, and you feel alone, and it's very foreboding, just like Super Metroid is.
Just like Super Metroid is.
That's right. Kyle, are you gonna be playing more of it later? How far? I know you said how far? How long have you been playing? How would you say time wise?
I probably got a good 3 or 4 hours into it, to be honest.
Okay, and the more you collect, the easier it's gonna get.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that already because I've found a few missiles here and there and a few of those canisters you were talking about. I just made the game so much better.
And the more you find, the easier it will get. And
yeah, and from what it sounds like, there's a lot to find still. So I'm excited about that, actually.
Yes.
Do you have final thoughts about it, Nick?
This game breaks my heart because I'm trying to speed run it, and it finds very subtle way. And this is where us three are gonna have different opinions. You're like, you two are like, this game is amazing. This game is great. And in my mind, I'm like, this game can go to hell. I loved it. I loved it too much, and now I can't. It's like a
just
dog.
Shit on your heart.
Yeah, it's a dog that I love too much, but I can't take it to the vet and put it down.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, it's a tough game, and it's tough for you for a different reason why it's tough for us.
Mm-hmm.
You played this as a kid, right?
I played it as a kid.
Did you ever beat it?
No.
Okay,
I got lost.
then I feel comfortable in saying this. Kudos to all the kids out there who beat it.
Yes.
No kidding.
That's,
Man,
holy
I fucking
crap.
struggled at like 30 years old. And I didn't want to give you credit if you beat it as a kid.
And it's funny you say that because I'm so glad I picked this game back up. I had it when I was 6, and I had it for the Super Nintendo at my dad's house.
Jesus Christ, did he not love you?
I think he just found it.
Yeah, I got a 6-year-old, and imagining her play this game, it'd be like torture.
I got lost. I kept getting lost. I'm like, I can't play this. And then I got older. I'm like, let's try it again. Let's pick it up. And now I have probably well over 100 hours into it.
Jeez.
It got to the point where it was like super exciting, and then it was fun. And the more I tried to speedrun it, it became less fun. It is, because you get 45 minutes into it and you die to Ridley. It's like somebody just, you take one step forward and then someone kicks you right in the dick.
See, I want to enjoy this game. I don't want to get to that point.
Yeah, and so I'm saying,
just don't speedrun. That's what we're living right now.
I suppose.
You're right.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you can find Mr. Kyle over here at NIF_KINSLAYR.
Nifkin Slayer, what's up?
Nifkin Slayer. Oh, well, I think that's all the time we have for today. All right, so
closing words?
Yes, you can join us next time when Eric is going to teach us how to make a canoe out of banana peels.
What? That's messed up.